that's a terrible angle. Sorry y'all had to see that. That is, this is being stupid. So anyway, pardon the introduction. My name is Tina. You just got all up close and personal with my chins and my chest. But I don't know what was going on. It wouldn't let me, and now it's all cockeyed again. It wouldn't let me tilt it to take the thumbnail. So anyway, I'm back and we're going to be doing my newly modified version of the DIY Glow Primer. If you're not aware of what that is, so there's another Savvy Minerals page, and the person that runs that page came up with this amazing recipe for a DIY Glow Primer using various natural skincare ingredients and some Savvy Minerals stuff. And it was awesome, but her skin type and my skin type weren't the same, so I made a few modifications to her original recipe and shared that on the page. And on this channel, and it's been extremely popular and helpful for a lot of people. But I have further modified it to simplify it a little bit, using less ingredients, less product, and it's also a little bit more, even more suited to people with oily skin, at least in my experience. So since I ran out yesterday, we're going to make some more. So basically what I do is I take an old foundation jar and I start there. And I mix all of my wet ingredients, wet balmy ingredients first. So normally I'll start with about, oh, it's gonna drip everywhere. I wanna say that's about a half a teaspoon of jojoba oil. I have the exact recipe that I use on the page, but I wanted to show you guys, I got some questions about this, and I wanted to show you guys exactly how I mix it up together. So to that, I'm going to take some lavender lip balm, and I turn it up about that much, and then I just run it on the side of the jar and plop it in. Nice clean cut, and you know, because lavender lip balm. And then I take the teeny tiniest bit of rose ointment with my professional blending tool, aka bobby pin. And to that, I also like to add a few drops of hyaluronic acid because I love hyaluronic acid. And then I do just a couple squirts, I think I just did 6, of rose water. You could use the misting spray if you wanted to. And I think, oh, and then I also add in the Trace Mineral Drops, which I use in the misting DIY misting spray recipe. It's Contrace, really you don't need to have a specific brand. Trace Mineral Drops is what you need to look for. And I'm going to put about 6 or 8 drops of that in my container. This little bottle, you can get it for about $6 on Amazon. It lasts forever. Okay, so that's all my wet ingredients, I believe. Am I right? I'm scanning the surface of my very messy desk. Yes, okay, so now once all of that's in the jar, I'm going to start by smashing up the lavender lip balm. This is one of the reasons why I like the bobby pin to do this, because it helps. It cuts through the balm a lot easier than anything else that I've tried to use. So once I've got it all smashed up in there, if you can see, then I start mixing, and you want to combine this all pretty well. You don't want any chunks of the balm left. And anytime you come across a chunk, just smush it against the side of the jar and beat it into submission. And mix, 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 mix until it's all really well blended. It just takes about a minute. The rose water and the jojoba oil and help really break down the balm and get it to blend. pretty quickly. Okay, I'm almost there. Okay, so then it's gonna just kind of look like this paste in the bottom of your jar there. And it's gonna be a pretty thick consistency. As you can see, it really doesn't drop off of the bobby pin at all. Now to that, you can do more than that at a time if you want to, you know, make as much as you want at a time. I tend to do smaller batches. If you're using the foundation in it, I would definitely recommend, even though you're using the Trace Mineral Drops, do smaller batches, because the longer it sits in the jar, the better the chance that it's going to get a little stinky. So, okay, so once I've got all of that, now I'm ready to add in the other ingredients, which would be, for me, the diamond dust. So I'm going to just tap in a whole bunch of this. Actually, I think I'm going to do it in the cap first, and that way I can show you guys how much I'm using. Bear with. So I start with about that much in the cap, and then I mix it in. In my previous versions, I was using the diamond dust and foundation. But I decided to try just the diamond dust. And I found that on my skin, for my coverage needs, I was really kind of wasting the foundation by mixing it in here, because it really wasn't providing a whole lot more coverage. The beauty of this is that it gives you a less matte finish once you're done applying your foundation. It also gives you a good hydrating base to apply your foundation on top of, whereby allowing you to use less foundation. So me putting foundation in here and then applying foundation on top of that was really kind of defeating the purpose of using less foundation. And I found that I got just as much coverage and still used less of my foundation. So I just skipped the foundation altogether, and I've just got the diamond dust in here. I don't find that it looks shiny or shimmery or anything like that on my skin. It doesn't dry down matte for me, which is my preferred thing, my preferred finish. So that's it. I've got my primer in there, and then I just apply it to my skin like normal. Some people have asked if I you know, do the recommended priming step, which is the serum and the moisturizer, and then this. I don't find that I need it, especially like in the warmer months. This has a bunch of skin loving ingredients in it, so this is your skin nourishing, moisturizing step. You don't have to do both. In the winter months though, I have been doing the last two steps of the skincare system, which is the serum and the moisturizer when I get out of the shower. And then when I sit down here, I do apply this on as my primer step. So you can do either or. It just depends on your preference and your coverage needs and your skin type. Like I said, during the winter months, during the warmer months, which is most of the year here, I only use this. This is my moisturizer and my primer all in one. But now that it's gotten a little bit colder, I feel like my skin needs a little bit extra hydration. So I have been doing this first, letting it soak into my skin, and then adding this in. But it doesn't change coverage at all. And actually, I have gone one right to the other without letting it soak in. And my foundation still applied beautifully and still held up all day long. And the finish was gorgeous too. So the soaking in is just something that I do just because of logistics. It's not anything that would mess up your makeup if you didn't have time to do that. So I wouldn't worry about that too much. Anyway, that is my really quick modified DIY glow primer. That's what I was trying to say. Like I said, the recipe is on the Facebook group, and I posted it in my last video. So the last video where I talked about the not last video, video before last, when I talked about the DIY misting spray, the setting spray, and the glow primer. So you can find it in either place. Anyway, that's that. If y'all have any questions about anything that I shared in this video, or the recipe, or the specific ingredients, or maybe swapping things out for something else or whatever, pop them down in the comment section and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Otherwise, thank y'all so much for watching. I hope y'all have a great Thanksgiving. I don't know if I'm going to be able to film before Thanksgiving. If not, have an awesome Thanksgiving, and I will see y'all next time. Bye.